When you look into the rap world, you will see the display of the 7 deadly sins at every corner of it. Some rappers display greed while others show lust, but each and every rapper has one of 2 sins in him or her. In this video, we will count down the 7 rappers who perfectly represent the 7 deadly sins. 6-9. Wrath. Wrath is a toxic emotion characterized by intense anger and hatred, often leading to violent and harmful behavior. And 6ix9ine carries this sin like few others in the rap world. 6ix9ine, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, has had a long history of legal troubles and controversial behavior that exemplifies the sin of wrath. 6ix9ine's violent behavior has been well documented, with multiple incidents involving assaults, robberies, and shootings. In 2018, he was arrested and charged with racketeering and firearms offenses, including an incident where he allegedly ordered a hit on fellow rapper Chief Keef, who was shot in New York City. His feud with Casanova led to a physical fight in a New York City nightclub, while his beef with Trippie Redd resulted in a violent confrontation at a Florida music festival. He has also faced widespread criticism for his homophobic and misogynistic behavior, including using homophobic slurs and making derogatory comments about women. He has also been accused of sexual misconduct and assault, including an incident where he allegedly choked and sexually assaulted a woman in a hotel room. Online, 6ix9ine has cultivated a toxic persona, exhibiting a history of harassment and bullying towards other rappers, industry professionals, and even his own fans. He has used social media to taunt and threaten his enemies, and has even gone so far as to share personal information and photos of his targets, exhibiting a disturbing lack of empathy or restraint. 6ix9ine's legal troubles eventually caught up with him, and in 2020, he was sentenced to 2 years in prison for his role in a violent, gang-related racketeering case tied to the 9 Trey gangsters. He served nearly 2 years before being released in 2022. However, his music and persona have continued to perpetuate a culture of toxicity, glorifying violence, gang activity, and sexual exploitation. His lyrics often contain harmful stereotypes and contribute to a culture of aggression and lack of accountability. Even after his release, 6ix9ine has remained embroiled in controversy, with reports of continued erratic and wrathful behavior, including engaging in public feuds, making threats, and promoting a toxic environment for his fan base. Future. Lust. Future is a rapper who's been in the game for over a decade and has become infamous for his toxic behavior toward women. He's known for his explicit lyrics about infidelity, sexual prowess, and relationships, which often objectify and demean women. With 7 children of 6 different women and no marriages, Future's personal life is a testament to his lustful nature. Future's music and social media presence showcase his wealth and material possessions, fueling his lustful behavior. He's also struggled with drug use, which may contribute to his actions. His lyrics often perpetuate harmful stereotypes and glorify a lifestyle of excess. Future's actions have sparked controversy and criticism from fans and fellow artists. He's been involved in high-profile relationships, including with Kiara, Rihanna, and Larsa Pippen, who was Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, often overlapping his relationships and causing public controversy. He's also faced criticism for his treatment of women, including allegations of ghosting, manipulation, and emotional abuse. Future reportedly cheated on his wife Kiara with various women, including his stylist. One situation that stands out is when Future had an Instagram model fly out to meet him, then ghosted her after she refused to get intimate. He had promised to pay her back 1,000% of the flight cost, but instead, he told her to wait for him with lingerie on. When she refused, he responded with, "I'm good, love. Enjoy." All of Future's lustful behavior led to a trend where people place his face over toxic quotes about women. The Future has embraced this trend, even showing off some of the quotes during his shows. It seems like the Future has no plans to change its lustful ways anytime soon. Travis Scott. Pride. Travis Scott is a rapper and producer who has been making waves in the music industry since the early 2010s. While he has undoubtedly achieved great success and has a devoted fan base, he also embodies the sin of pride. Pride is an excessive and inflated sense of self-importance, often accompanied by a lack of humility and a tendency to belittle others, which Travis Scott exemplifies through his arrogant lyrics, dismissive behavior towards fellow artists, and entitlement-fueled actions, showcasing a prideful attitude that prioritizes his own ego over others. One example of Travis Scott's pride is his constant boasting about his wealth and success. In his song Sicko Mode, he raps about his luxurious lifestyle, saying, "I was running through the six with my woes, and I was running with the money." Yeah. In 2018, Travis Scott sparked a Twitter feud with Nicki Minaj by claiming that his album Astroworld had outsold her album Queen, despite Minaj's album debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart. The following year, Scott became embroiled in a highly publicized feud with Kanye West, his former collaborator, after West accused Scott of stealing the idea for the Astroworld album cover art, to which Scott responded by calling West jealous and proclaiming himself the most influential artist of the past decade. In 2019, he was arrested for inciting a riot at a concert in Arkansas, after encouraging fans to rush the stage. He later claimed that the authorities were jealous of his success and that he was being targeted. In 2020, a video surfaced of Travis Scott yelling at a crew member during a concert. Scott was accused of bullying and belittling the crew member. In the same year, in an interview with Rolling Stone, he said, "I'm the most creative person in the room, always." He has made derogatory comments about artists such as J. Cole and Logic, saying that they are not on his level. Travis Scott has been accused of cultural appropriation and profiting from black culture without properly acknowledging or compensating the creators of the culture. He has been criticized for using African American vernacular English and black slang in his music without properly understanding the context and history behind the language. NBA Youngboy. Gluttony. The rapper who perfectly represents the sin of gluttony is NBA Youngboy. Gluttony is basically the overconsumption and overindulgence of anything to the point of waste, and Youngboy has done it with his music. NBA Youngboy embodies the sin of gluttony through his insatiable appetite for music production and release. With an unrelenting drive to create and share his music, he has released an astonishing 26 mixtapes, 102 singles, 6 studio albums, 3 compilation albums, and 3 EPs in just 8 years. This excessive output has led critics to label his music as quantity over quality as he prioritizes constant release over careful curation. Youngboy's own words reveal the depth of his gluttony. "It's a disease, literally. I cannot help myself. I tell myself sometimes I'm not going to drop until months from now. But it's addictive." Despite acknowledging the unhealthy nature of his behavior, he continues to feed his addiction, releasing music at an unbridled pace. In 2022, Youngboy challenged himself to release 10 mixtapes, but after 101 songs, he claimed to have run out of rhymes and asked for help. Yet, just 10 days later, he released another project, exemplifying the compulsive nature of his gluttony. While his excessive music production and release have led to success and accolades, including being the youngest artist to receive 100 RIA Gold or Platinum certifications and chart 100 songs on the Billboard Hot 100, it's crucial to consider the potential consequences of his gluttony. Does his unrelenting drive for musical output come at the cost of quality, relationships, or even his own well-being? Nicki Minaj. Envy. Self-proclaimed queen of the rap, Nicki Minaj is no doubt popular and have given many hits. But his character does not come without jealousy and resentment towards others' success and achievements. Despite her own accomplishments, Nicki has consistently displayed envious behavior, often targeting fellow artists and perceived threats to her status. That is why she perfectly represents the sin of envy. Her journey in rap began with jealousy, as she started writing raps at 11 to outdo her neighbor, a skilled rapper. This competitive spirit has driven her career, but also led to numerous feuds and public disputes. Notably, her rivalry with Cardi B escalated into a heated confrontation at a New York Fashion Week event in 2018. Nicki's actions, including sneak dissing, lying, and threatening other artists, suggest a deep-seated envy towards Cardi's rapid success. In 2018, when Travis Scott's Astroworld album surpassed her own album's sales, Nicki lashed out, calling him an auto-tune man and questioning his sales figures. This outburst demonstrated her inability to accept others' achievements, even when they surpass her own. More recently, in 2023, Nicki engaged in a Twitter feud with Young Miami over a phrase, got into some things which Nicki frequently uses on her radio show. Young Miami believed Nicki's real motivation was jealousy towards her successful Caresha Please show, which garnered more social media buzz than Nicki's Queen Radio. In her 2020 interview with Joe Budden, where she made comments about Megan Thee Stallion's success, implying that she only achieved it due to her looks and sexuality, rather than her talent, Nicki stated, "She's pretty, she's a stripper, she's a victim, she's a hoe. She's doing what she has to do to get the bag, and I'm doing what I have to do to get the bag." As for Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj has made subtle digs at her on social media, particularly after Doja Cat's song Say So became a huge hit in 2020. Nicki posted a series of cryptic messages on Instagram, seemingly implying that Doja Cat was copying her style and sound. While she didn't directly name Doja Cat, the posts were widely interpreted as shade towards the rising rapper. In 2022, Nicki Minaj criticized rapper Latto for collaborating with Cardi B on the song Wheelie. She made a comment on Instagram, saying, "You can't just go and collaborate with somebody who's been trying to end my career for years." Nicki's actions and words consistently demonstrate a pattern of envy and jealousy, solidifying her representation of this sin. Jay-Z. Greed. Jay-Z loves making money and living a rich lifestyle. He often talks about his wealth and success in his songs. In songs like You Don't Know, Show You How, No Hook, and the story of OJ, he brags about how much money he has and the fancy things he owns. His words show how much he cares about being rich and successful. But Jay-Z's greed goes beyond just flaunting his wealth. He has a history of exploiting social justice movements for personal gain. During the Occupy Wall Street movement in 2011, he saw an opportunity to profit from the protesters' outrage. He began selling Occupy All Street's merchandise, effectively co-opting the movement's message and profiting from it. To make matters worse, none of the profits were donated to the movement itself, leaving protesters feeling exploited and infuriated. Some think Jay-Z started his relationship with 16-year-old Beyoncé when he was 30 just to get more limelight and take advantage of Beyoncé's growing career. Jay-Z sold a majority stake in his music publishing catalog to Warner Chappell Music in 2014 for $150 million, despite criticism from some who felt he was selling out his artistic control. But some believe it is his right, and he can do whatever he wants. What do you think? He has consistently prioritized his own wealth and success over the well-being of others, solidifying his reputation as a greedy and self-serving individual. His actions are a stark reminder that, for Jay-Z, wealth and status are the only things that truly matter. Lil Xan. Sloth. Lil Xan embodies the spirit of sloth, exemplifying a lack of motivation and effort in his career. Despite initial success with hits like Betrayed and Total Xanarchy, he failed to capitalize on his momentum. His subsequent releases were met with diminishing returns, and his lack of dedication to his craft became apparent. Why do we think he perfectly represents the sin of sloth is because of the following reasons. 1. After the success of his debut single Betrayed in 2017, Lil Xan didn't release new music for over a year, relying on the song's momentum instead of building on it with new material. 2. He has been known to cancel shows and appearances, citing exhaustion or lack of interest, further demonstrating a lack of motivation and dedication to his craft. 3. His songs often feature lazy, half-hearted verses and hooks, with some critics accusing him of phoning in his performances. His lyrics remain simplistic, focusing on familiar themes of drug use, relationships, and wealth. Musically, he's stuck in a rut, with songs featuring similar melodies and production styles. He often relies on guest verses from other artists, raising questions about his ability to carry a song or project on his own. 4. In 2020, he announced a hiatus from music, citing burnout and a lack of passion for his craft. Since then, he has made few public statements or updates about his music, leaving fans wondering about his future projects. Additionally, he has been known to ignore or dismiss criticism on social media, showing a disconnection from his audience and a lack of interest in engaging with those who support his music. Well, this is all my perception and comments. What do you think about it? I tried to collect all this information from various sources, especially from Reddit, where people love to say their heart out.